Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights. As long as I'm
Hello, Bonjis and Bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to drop in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on human rights. So in, I believe in Washington, D.C., we have Danielle Spencer. And in Ontario, we have Trish Lynn. So at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Danielle.
Hello, I'm Danielle Spencer. I am an author, a published author. I'm also a IT specialist. I have almost 25 years experience in the field. I've written 3 books, and I'm going to talk about today our human rights as it pertains to digital privacy, data theft, cyber terrorism, and digital assassination.
Oh, wow. It's an honor to have you, Danielle. And I am really, really looking forward to hear more of your message. Thank you for being with us. You can go ahead, Trish, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I am Trish. I am a speaker, an author, and a content marketing strategist. And I support women who have been in toxic relationships to grow their businesses using social media, obviously using content. It's 16 years in a toxic relationship. I learned that chasing strategy was not an option. It was something that I did looking to see my success, and it's not the strategy that is dependent on your success. It is you, and reclaiming your voice from that toxicity, and remembering who you are, because we lose that in those situations. So really helping empower women to see their greatness again, reclaim their voice, and see their success here online.
Wow, we need someone like you who's going to hold us accountable, who's going to be like, yes, you can do it. It's an honor to have you, Trish, and I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. So our other speaker, she wasn't able to make it today because she woke up not feeling so good. But here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, because we're going to be speaking about human rights, and it's quite a sensitive subject that to discuss with the public. So we always have a disclaimer. So here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, we're only here to provide information about human rights to the public. So legal information is not the same as legal advice as to the application of law to an individual specific circumstances. We cannot offer any legal advice in response to specific questions. So we strongly recommend that you consult a lawyer if you need such help. So Daniel, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway. What will your billboard say?
It would say, protect yourself, and how we can protect ourselves. That's what I want to say. My mission is to educate and bring awareness of protecting yourself in this emerging and ever developing digital space, digital world.
Wow, protect yourself, more especially in the digital space, because you need protection out there. We have some hackers, we have everything that is happening around that space. So protect yourself. Wow, what a billboard. How about you, Trish? Maybe your billboard is already down there in the busy highway in Ontario. We don't know. What will it say?
It would say, rebuild, rise, and thrive. Your power starts here.
Rebuild, rise, and thrive, because your power, it starts here, nowhere else but here. So you can do it. Just rebuild, thrive, and rebuild, rise, and thrive, because your power starts here. Wow, what a profound billboard. I love both billboards, by the way. So I believe my billboard will be the third billboard driving down the highway, and it's going to say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. And it's definitely coming. So we're going to get started where we have Daniel Spencer. Daniel Spencer is a senior leader with almost 25 years of experience focused on business, finance, and acquisition management. She is a change agent transforming and improving business operations and processes. She has two master's degrees, in one in business administration, the other in information systems, and a Bachelor of Science degree in medical and research technology. She's also certified in information assurance, cybersecurity, and project management. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Danielle Spencer.
Thank you very much for that introduction. And again, I want to thank everyone for giving me the opportunity to speak with them today. As was stated, I come to you not only as someone who has almost 25 years of experience in the IT field, but also as someone who has experienced the dark side of our digital world. And while my story is personal, I do believe that the issue at heart is universal, that our digital privacy and our security are under threat. And I believe that the time to act for us collectively is now. And to me, at the core is this simple truth that our digital and data privacy are human rights. In today's digital world, our personal data, our digital identities are as valuable just as natural resources. While we fight for to protect our water, our air, even our food sources, our data is being sold, being bought, and weaponized without our full knowledge and consent. Every digital action that we take, every search, every click, every financial transaction that we do, it creates information and a pattern of behavior about us. And my question would be, shouldn't we be able to control our information, who sees it, who knows it, and what they do with it? I believe that, we can no longer separate our digital lives from our physical lives. And just as we have a right to privacy in our homes, we should have a right to privacy in our digital spaces. But, privacy itself is not enough. We also must demand action from digital attacks that come in the form of digital assassination and cyber terrorism. Which brings me to my next point, which is that freedom from digital assassination attempts is also a human right. The term digital assassination might sound kind of extreme, but it is real. Digital assassination is a deliberate attempt to destroy someone, either their reputation, their finance, or just emotionally using digital means. And, they're bad actors, whether they're individuals, organizations, corporations, or governments. They can fabricate narratives. They can manipulate documents, manipulate financial transactions, and spread disinformation about people digitally, all designed to destroy someone's life. Imagine this scenario, waking up and either all your bank accounts have been drained from fraudulent transactions, or waking up and looking on the news and there is a video of you saying or doing things that you never did. That like might sound extreme, but those are things that are happening now and happening today. And there really is not laws or anything in place to protect us from that happening. So most of the times we often think about, human rights as physical security, but such as, freedom from oppression, freedom from violence. But we also need to think about that from a digital perspective. I believe that definition needs to be expanded to include digital privacy and digital security. And I'll say my final point is that we also should, that freedom from cyber terrorism should also be a human right. Cyber terrorism doesn't just affect organizations, corporations, or governments. It can also impact people. This cyber terrorism can be things such as online harassment or coordinated hacking attacks, things such as that is not just for organizations, but centered or directed at an individual. And what we have to understand in today's digital environment, terrorism doesn't have to be a physical threat. It can happen online. And like I said, I've experienced that personally, where you're in a constant state of concern, and for some people might be fear. From a digital perspective, is your data safe? Are your finances safe? What is going to be the next coordinated attack against your reputation? And as I stated earlier, I don't think this is just something that happened to me, that it's just like personal problem. I believe that this is a problem for society and that it is a human rights issue. And that unless we collectively take a stand, that this problem is only going to get worse. So what can we do? 4 quick steps. First, raise awareness, which is kind of what we're doing here today. Most people do not understand the scope of the problem until it impacts them personally. So just as we talk about civil rights, environmental rights, and human rights, as human rights, we also need to talk about digital privacy as a human right. Secondly, we need to push for stronger legislation. The current laws, they didn't take into account today's digital world, and they definitely didn't take into account things such as artificial intelligence. So we need to push for stronger legislation that takes into account our current, where we are currently from a digital perspective. Thirdly, demand accountability. People who use digital means to attack or to terrorize people need to be held accountable. And not only does that accountability, it needs to be transparent and it needs to be enforceable. And lastly, support those organizations that are already out there that are advocating for our digital rights and for our digital privacy. That what most of us should understand is that this digital world is not going away, and it's actually going to speed up, especially with artificial intelligence now here, and organizations and governments are starting to use it. So just as we fought for other rights, we need to fight for our rights in the digital space. So my recommendation, or what my ask or call to action is, get involved. And help spread the word about this, expanding the definition of human rights to include our digital rights. Again, thank you for your time. And for anybody who wants to, reach out to me to talk about this in more in detail, or for me to have a conversation with their group, I have a website. It's daniellespencer.org. On there, you'll find my email address and any social media that I might have. And you can reach out to me there, and I would love to have a conversation or more conversations about this issue. Again, thank you for your time and attention.
Oh, wow, Daniel. Knowledge is power. Spread the awareness the way you're just doing it, because digital and data privacy rights are also part of human rights. You've mentioned that you can spread awareness. You can also support the organizations that are standing up for that right, for the for their digital space right.
Yes.
Support that, because we need individuals like you, because if you can spread the awareness, no one will ever know. There is a dark web out there. There are hackers out there who are just, just messing with humanity. I'll say it that way. But we need individuals like you who will be like, you know what? It's high time. It's now or never. We stand up for this because it is our right to have our own space in the digital world. It is our right to have our own privacy in that. We have freedom from digital assassination. We have freedom from cyber terrorism. Like you've mentioned, that terrorism, it doesn't just happen in the physical place only. Even on the cyber world, it's happening. So we need to stand up for that. Thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you. So now we are going to Ontario, where we have Trish Lynn. Trish Lynn is a dedicated single mom of 3 and a survivor of narcissistic abuse. With her journey from victim to victor, she has transformed her life into one of empowerment and purpose. As a content marketing strategist, Trish specializes in helping women who have endured toxic relations regain their voice and thrive in business. Her mission is to inspire and guide others to reclaim their power and succeed in both their personal as well as professional lives. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Trish Lynn.
Hi, thank you so much for having me speak today and just share a little bit of my knowledge. I'm hoping that it resonates with the audience, and if there are questions, feel free to send them out, because that's where I thrive. I love, being able to have this open communication and be fully transparent. So a little bit about my story to kind of lead into this. I was in a 16-year toxic relationship. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. And in that, I started to recognize women have been minimized for so long. And when you've been in a toxic relationship, you are generally, in a narcissistic relationship, financially dependent on your partner. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had my business, yes, but my business was not thriving at all because I was not thriving. So for me, when I left this relationship, I knew there was no plan B. My business had to succeed no matter what. And here we are 2 years later, and I am thriving again, and I'm being able to share my message and help connect the dots for women who have been in these toxic relationships, is to know why their business isn't succeeding, or if they're not seeing that level of success with the effort that they are putting in. So when you've been through a toxic relationship, you have to literally rebuild your life from the ground up, and you become a roller coaster of emotions. This was obviously not helping me grow my business, because I wasn't saying the things that I really wanted to say. You can take things personally, and that just lack of self-belief overall. So your body is constantly in this fight or flight or survival mode. And for me, panic attacks were a constant. My anxiety got to the point it was so bad, I was just having constant panic attacks where I couldn't breathe. And when you're in this state, your nervous system will not allow you to grow your business. It's just not going to happen. You physically cannot handle it. So it was a lot of steps around money mindset and diving into personal development, but then recognizing, where I wasn't actually even supported in the country that I live in. To the point where I had a wonderful conversation with someone from the tax department and told him straight up that they are the reason a lot of women who have been in toxic relationships go back to their abuser, because they have put so much stress on me as a single mom of 3. And there's just so many pieces that we have to bring together and build together to see our success on this other side. And I love what Danielle said about, cybersecurity, because I am building and helping women build businesses here on social media. There is a chance that someone who knows my ex, his family, they are going to see the content that I am putting out there. And I have had to take that extra step to protect myself, because this is the work that I do. And one thing that I help a lot of my clients with, I have a show on Instagram as well, the Trish Lynn Show, and we talk about narcissistic abuse quite often. And a piece that is brought up often is the repercussion of, actually saying what you want to say. And my thought process around that is this, and I share this with you guys as well. No one can change your perceptions of the events that happen to you. Yes, you have to protect yourself. So when I speak, I share he has narcissistic traits. Being a narcissist is a diagnosis. He was not diagnosed, but he has many narcissistic traits. Can he come back at me for that? No, not at all. So it's just knowing what to say and how to protect yourself, but continuing to grow and share your story from your perspective and do what it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. Because in the end, your power starts with you and doing the things that you need to do for you. That is why my mission, is to help women succeed and thrive in life and business after a toxic relationship, because we get to experience all of these amazing things, but we do have to rebuild our confidence. We have to move through and above the struggles that we have experienced. And we need that strength and clarity to really be able to thrive in our businesses.
Wow, Trish, thank you so much for sharing, your experience to help heal the world with your very own humanity. You've mentioned that business, you have to deal with toxic relationships. The way you are in that situation and you decided to speak up. You decided to speak up that, what, this is where everything is going wrong. How can we? And now you are the change that we really want to see. You are the influencer to women. You are an inspiration to many women out there, just changing them to release their fears around even charging for their work. Because like right now, you've started your show, the Trish Lynn show on Instagram, just sharing with the world that, hey, watch for these signs. You might be in a narcissistic relationship. So how can you escape from this? We need more voices like you. Thank you so much, Trish, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you. So to our viewers online, if you happen to have any questions for Danielle, if you happen to have any questions for Trish, please drop your questions in the chat box. We're going to be able to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast, but it's not going to be a show without me showing up and showing up. So I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my bio with you and then I'll come back and speak. Please do enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable.
I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Wow. Thank you so much, amazing speakers, really, for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, your experiences around human rights, really, because I believe that we need more voices collectively, voices like both of you, who will just stand up for what we believe in and what we believe it's wrong, and that whatsoever needs to be corrected. Like Daniel mentioned, everything that from digital and data privacy rights, these are all human rights, and we need to be free. We have a freedom of digital assassination attempts. That's another part of human rights, as well as cyber terrorism is also human rights. So if those rights have been violated, we need to speak up. And then Trish on the other side, she was like, you know what, you'll have to grow your business as an individual and deal with that toxic relationship. But for you to be able to grow your business, you need to release all the fears around charging for your own work. So I'm going to be sharing a message about human rights as a whole. So if you can please write everything down that I'm going to be sharing with you, because I believe that at the end of the day, you will need to refer to your notes, or you will need to replay this podcast in order for you to gain more insights on what the speakers have already shared. But what comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights? I just want to see what comes into your mind. You can drop in the chat box what comes into your mind when you hear like human rights, because it's been thrown everywhere. But I just want to know exactly if you really understand your human rights, because human rights are the fundamental rights and freedoms that are inherent to all human beings, regardless of your gender, nationality, place of residency, sex, ethnicity, religion, or even your skin color. So human rights are not just about the law. Thus, human rights are non-discriminatory, meaning that all human beings are entitled to them. You really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today. My everyday book, it says that you have to learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So get started today by seeking justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So if you're that entrepreneur really who dream of reshaping this world through your business and envision like several extra commas in your bank account, yet you find yourself blocked in your journey to success, trust me, I am the answer. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm not for the timid, but I am the rocket fuel that your business needs to blast past barriers. As your business strategist and optimizer, what I do, I empower motivated professionals to discover their full potential and then shift them into growth overdrive. So from owning 2 diverse companies to having experience as a CEO and guiding Fortune 500 companies to helping multi-million-dollar enterprises, I believe that I have a distinctive talent for empowering high-achieving coaches, elite startups, and business leaders to become dominant forces in their industries, because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. So be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, kings and queens. You are the driver here. Be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, because I believe that we all have a voice, but not everyone knows how to use it. So as an advocate for human rights, what I do is that I encourage change makers and educate them on the issues at hand so that their voices can be heard too. So I work with the individuals in charge, like listening closely before calling out issues that needs change. I serve not just as a vocal protester, but I go just one step further by encouraging all these changes through education, instead of merely like telling government leaders why something needs fixing, which happens quite frequently. Hence, I am here today to educate everyone to get to know your human rights. Always seek passion, good people. Get to know your human rights. It's a wake-up call to know your human rights. It's a wake-up call. But when that alarm clock goes off, please, please, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I'll wake up in the next 2 minutes. I'll wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and get familiar about your human rights so that you will know next time when your human rights have been violated. So our organization, it fills a critical role in society by providing valuable services that governments may not always be able to deliver. From poverty relief to human rights advocacy, we are vital for supporting the most vulnerable members of our communities. We are an integral part of society, and we are involved like globally in human rights and climate change, as well as humanitarian aid, because I believe that there are many ways in which we need to persuade our government to adopt human rights related legislations like Daniel mentioned. Some of these include providing like information for the general public through exhibits, side events, and formal speeches, or maybe lobbying officials, or perhaps like during meetings and negotiations. We need to persuade governments to adopt those legislations. That's when like diplomacy and protocol steps in, really, kings and queens. But one thing that you'll have to understand is that you can't give from an empty cup. You need to fill up your cup first, and then from the overflow, you're going to be able to share with the world. You're going to be able to heal the world with your own very humanity, but you need to fill up your cup first, and then from the overflow, that's when you're going to be able to do everything. So diplomacy and protocol it scrutinizes the manners of global relations using the ability and discretion in dealing with others on an international scope. It is very indispensable in today's universal economy, because being conscious of societal etiquettes and the practice of upright conduct on a daily basis, it will enable you to be more effective in almost all business activities that you are doing out there and social gatherings. So diplomacy is a skill that plays an essential role in many areas of our lives, with a generous amount of patience in order for you to be able to work towards understanding others' views. And protocol at the same time is also a significant part of diplomatic practice to ensuring that roles are being directed according to official societal laws. So if you can check online, I've got the diplomacy and protocol book that can just kind of help you, because it covers all the vital basics of practices that simplify international communication, and it will kind of give you practical insights that will help you like to grow in many areas of your businesses. So as flight attendants always say that, put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you, because if you don't, trust me, when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down because you forgot to put the oxygen mask first to yourself. That oxygen mask first is acquiring knowledge. Knowledge is power. Get familiar about human rights. Learn more about human rights, and support those organizations that are advocates for human rights, because the reality is your journey to be a better person, it starts with you. It doesn't start with your children. It doesn't start with your spouse. It doesn't start with your clients. Your journey to be a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find your way, that you can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. I am a firm believer of affirmations, so we're going to affirm this together. We're going to affirm this together as if we're taking an oath. We're going to affirm this together by placing our left hand on our chest. If you can, please do it with me. If you're watching and listening under my voice, you're going to place your left hand on your chest, and then you're going to raise your right hand, and we're going to affirm this together, that I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know what? Just give yourself a round of applause, because yes, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want to be in life. You can have the drive within you to get where you want to be in the next 3 months, next 6 months, because that drive is just inside of you. It's not from the outside of you. It's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but Nompumelelo, really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe let me say in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a human rights analyst, my purpose is so simple. My purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help many organizations out there to understand and promote human rights. I also make a difference by bringing solutions and educating others, because I believe that a right is a freedom of some kind. It doesn't matter where we were born or what kind of family we're born into. We all have an internal recognition of the moral quality of one's motives and actions. It was Nelson Mandela who once said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Trust me, this message, it states something within me, because today I am a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations from even happening in the first place. What I do, I consult on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance, and then I offer advice on best practices for implementing human rights programs. And I can also assist organizations out there with audits of operations against the international standards. I do research and help draft human rights related policies, such as on discrimination at work, harassment at work, diversity and inclusion, and patients' rights, and many more human rights related policies, because I believe that I have a duty of raising awareness of people's rights and providing solutions. I believe that an essential thing in human rights is based on the principle of the respect for the individual. Each individual deserves respect, no matter who they are or what they do. They deserve that respect. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, all these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets around human rights. So I should go out there and be the change and make a difference. But in order for you to go out there, be the change, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry, like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're the giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. Yes, it's lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they see a lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be advocates for human rights. That's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be able to spread awareness, because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down or maybe stepping over another person to get to the top, but we rise by lifting each other up. You know, it's so funny, when I was in the 8th grade, I'm gonna cut the story short here. When I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me, and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestors, which represents our capacity for vision and success. I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your phone, or you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. And inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that with God, we are all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Dallas Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it stirred something within me. And that was when I decided to follow my dreams, which gave me a purpose to see my goals through and understand that I do have everything I need to reach to my full potential. So this year, I'm also determined to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to start, grow, and scale their businesses within 90 days. Perhaps you are that individual who started writing your book and then you were like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'll do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow, it never came. Yes, I'm here to encourage you that yes, you can start writing that book and publish that book, that #1 bestseller book. So I offer a free, no obligation 30-minute front-end Zoom consultation call, which will kind of allow me to find out more about the issues that you're experiencing and also to see if you're a perfect fit for any of my programs. So maybe if you are interested in becoming a public speaker, an author, coach, or maybe that entrepreneur who just want to multiply your income, just doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there. I just want to empower you with to become a highly effective and an inspiring leader with a personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me. And yes, everything I do in business, it comes with a guarantee. If for whatever reason you sign up for any of my programs and it doesn't work for you, it's 100% money back guaranteed, because my ultimate goal is that you feel extremely confident about your purpose. We'll take it one step at a time and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me your why, I will show you the how. How cool is that? So this consultation, it offers accountability, education, growth, as well as success. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me, because growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. But I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message. I'm still impacting as many lives as much as I can, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel Nkunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speaker. So at this moment, please feel free to share with the audience your final thoughts, how they can work with you, how they can reach out to you. And remember, if you have any freebie that you want to offer, please feel free to share with the audience. So Danielle, the stage is yours, Queen.
If anyone wants to contact me about talking about cyber terrorism, digital assassination, or anything along those lines, I have a website, daniellespencer.org. And from that website, if you give me your email address, there says get a gift. I will provide you with my top tips about being safe online. So that would be a free gift. But if you want to talk to me about coming in, talking to your organization or anything like that about digital assassination, whistleblower retaliation, cyber terrorism, just send me a note via email, and we can have that discussion about how I might be able to help your organization or your group to spread awareness about data privacy and our human right to privacy.
Wow. I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you, Danielle. DanielleSpencer.org, that's your website, right? DanielleSpencer.org. So go out there and reach out to Danielle and get that copy of her book on how to stay safe online. And also, if you are interested to have Danielle as one of your speakers, Danielle to come and speak to your organization, reach out to her, check her website, and I believe that you will never regret that moment of reaching out to Danielle, because we need someone with the knowledge on how to stay safe online. Really, you need that someone who's gonna be like, hey, you can stay safe by doing this. I want those tips too. Thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing with the audience. And I believe that our audience will reach out to you. You can go ahead, Trish, and please share with the audience.
So everyone can connect with me through Instagram, the Trish Lynn, or Facebook as Trish Lynn. And I do have a freebie offered. It is linked on both my Facebook and Instagram, and it's a checklist of 10 warning signs that toxic relationship has infiltrated your business. It is a great eye opener if you've been in a toxic relationship, or if you are in a toxic relationship currently and trying to grow your business, just that, where those little sneaky things have come in and are affecting how you're showing up, how you're being seen, your interaction with the clients that you have now or potential clients. And yeah, it's an incredible little checklist of things that people don't even, recognize is happening. So you can connect with me on either platform. I believe I am Trish Lynn on LinkedIn as well. I'm across most of them, especially, when social media is my business. I have to be present. So yeah, Trish Lynn pretty much finds me anywhere. And I am open to speaking if anyone has a community that, women have been in toxic relationships, just showing them, you can thrive on this other side and how to go from survival to thriving.
Wow. Well, kings and queens, go out there and reach out to Trish. If you need that someone who's going to hold you accountable and be like, hey, watch for these signs. If you need that someone who's going to help you, that, release those fears and get started with your business, you can grow that business. Trish is your go-to. So go out there, reach out to Trish Lynn Coaching. Oh, no. Trish Lynn on all social media platforms. And yes, reach out to her. Thank you so much, Trish, for sharing with the audience. And thank you so much to our amazing speakers, really. Your presence here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, I know as busy as you are, but you've decided to spare the 90 minutes to be with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. We don't take it for granted. We are so humbled. We are so honored. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate both of you. Thank you so much. And to our audience online, let me check who is watching. Oh my goodness. So much love out there. So much. They are just pouring their hearts. Mariah is saying cybersecurity, and I can see Princess Sebe, she's saying that toxic relationships, and I can see Annalie Benoit and Kela Goodwill is just showing us all the love that we really need out there. And our audience really, they've been inspired, they've been motivated. So thanks to you, amazing speakers. So to our audience online, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siya Bonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All in one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All in one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the leg of flames. No, living my life to the fullest, and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as